Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing a new concealer straight from the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Super Stay Concealer. It retails for $9.99, so $10 US, and it can be found in 12 different shades. I have 3 of them right here that I will be swatching for you all. Now, some of the benefits for this concealer state that it is lightweight, it is full coverage, it is smudge proof, transfer proof, and waterproof. Now, this concealer is marketed specifically for the under eye area. As you can see right here, you're supposed to be able to just glide it on and have a smooth, seamless finish under the eyes. As far as how to use it, it seems pretty straightforward. You are going to use the applicator in order to apply the desired amount under your eyes, and then you can blend it out with your finger. I'm not a huge fan of blending out concealers with my fingers, so I think I might just apply it like I normally would apply any other concealer or my Tarte Shape Tape, for instance. Since this is supposed to be full coverage, I think I might just blend it out using my Techniques, my Real Techniques brush. This one is the Deluxe Crease brush, which I love for the under eye area, so I think I might do that. Other than what I've already stated, it doesn't seem like it has a whole lot else as far as information or additional benefits, aside from the fact that it does state that you can wear this for up to 24 hours. It's supposed to last you for up to 24 hours. Now, I'm not going to wear it for that long. That is too long, and besides, my allergies are really acting up this morning. I woke up and it's like my eyes, I don't know if y'all can see, they're just like super red, super itchy. I'm trying really hard to get through the day, so I'm not going to be wearing it for an extended amount of time. However, I am going to be wearing it today for at least 8 hours. At least 8 hours. We'll see how my allergies are by the end of the day. I might be able to go longer, but we'll see. All right, so enough talking. Let's get right into these swatches, shall we? Okay, so the first shade that I'll be swatching is Sand. So it has a really nice flat on both sides type of an applicator. I really like it because you get a lot of area in just one swipe like that. Okay, so there is Sand. Looks really light. Not too sure I'm going to use that now. So this is the shade that it shows in the on the box, and then that's the shade that you get once you swatch it on the hand. So maybe it'll switch, maybe it'll change color once I let it set for a little bit. So we'll check back. This next one that I'm going to be swatching is the shade Light Medium. And this one just has more of a cool undertone. So pretty sure I'm not going to use that one, but that right there is Light Medium. All right, and last but not least, I have Honey. And that just seems a little too deep for me. Okay, so here they are, freshly swatched. Let me wait a couple of minutes and see if they deepen or if the color changes or anything like that before I can make my decision on what I'm going to be using under the eyes for today's video. So I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes and that is what they look like now. I don't think that they've changed much. I don't believe I can wear either one of these two because it's going to make the under eye area look really gray, and that's not cool. I don't like that. So I think what I'm gonna do, and this one right here is just a little too deep, like, yeah, it's gonna look too dark under the eyes. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix Honey and Sand. I'm just gonna mix these two together and try to make it work for today. So per usual, I will be testing this concealer out with and without a color corrector underneath it. This does claim to be full coverage, so we shall see exactly what type of coverage we get with a corrector and without a corrector, whether or not that makes a difference. Also, if I see that the concealer is settling into my fine lines, I do plan on setting it with my RCMA No Color Loose powder. So that is what I plan on doing. Okay, so now I'm just going to color correct the right side here. Just applying a little bit. All right, so there it is. One side color corrected and the other side is not. So now I'm just going to jump off camera really quickly in order to apply foundation onto the entire face, and then I will be coming back in order to conceal the under eye area. All right, so now I am back ready for concealer. Like I said, I'm going to be using Honey and Sand. So I think I'm going to be using mostly Honey and then a little bit of Sand. I don't want the under eye area to be highlighted or just look too light because that does tend to look gray on me. So I'm just going to grab the applicator. How am I going to do this? Too much Too much in one hand. And I'm going to start right here. I'm not going to go too heavy right away because I don't want this to look like too much. Then I'm just going to do a couple dots. So I'm going to try to keep it light underneath the eyes so that it doesn't look too heavy. All right, so now I'm going to blend it out. All right, so there you go. I didn't need a whole lot, and this is absolutely full coverage. For sure, this is full coverage. Look at the difference. Coverage is definitely up there. So now let's do the non-color corrected side, see if we do get the same amount of coverage. All right. All right, so there it is. Initial thoughts. I feel like this is absolutely full coverage. And I don't feel like one side looks more concealed than the other. I feel like I'm getting similar coverage from both under eye areas. However, I am starting to notice that the concealer is settling into my fine lines over here. And I'm not here for that. So let's set this concealer. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of loose setting powder with my damp sponge, and I'm gonna also set the color corrected side. I don't want it to settle in between my fine lines, and so hopefully this helps out. Okay, so there it is, set and ready to go. It definitely helped out to set it, and it doesn't look bad at all. So now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after initial application. All right, so this is what the under eye area currently looks like after initially applying it and setting it. Okay, so far, not bad. Let me jump off camera one last time in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back, makeup is done, and both sides are still completely concealed, so I feel like I'm getting same amount of coverage on the color corrected and the non-color corrected. They look the same to me, so I don't feel like you necessarily need a color corrector in order to achieve full coverage with this concealer. We'll see how it wears. It is currently 10:08 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this the entire day. I'm going to try to wear it as long as I can to see exactly what we are left with at the end of the day, whether or not it wears off, if it breaks up, if it starts looking horribly, we shall see. I do plan on coming back halfway through the day though in order to show you all some close-ups and to just check in with you and let you all know exactly what has been going on under the eyes up to that point. So I will see you all back here in a few hours for my midday check-in. Okay, so now I'm back for my midday check-in. It is currently, what time is it? 2:59 in the afternoon. So I've had this concealer on now for almost a good solid 5 hours, I believe. So far, so good. I don't see any huge issues with the concealer. Aside from it is settling into my fine lines over here, and I just have like these random little dots that I'm not too sure what those are about, but let me zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 5 hours of wear. All right, so here it is up close and personal, and yeah, the color corrected side is wearing better for sure than this side over here that I did not color correct. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's just kind of moving around, settling into my fine lines, and it also is looking a little patchy. Like I'm seeing little patches of missing concealer just kind of show up underneath the eye. I don't know what that's about, but of course, if you're wearing this concealer and you're in the middle of work, there's no time to worry about that kind of stuff, you know? So yeah, not impressed. Okay, so I'm going to try to save this side just so that I'm not dealing with this for the rest of the day, you know? It doesn't look good at all. I'm just using the brush that I used this morning, so there's no additional product on this. It's just remnants of what I used this morning, I guess, but there really isn't anything on there. just running it very lightly back and forth, trying to blend everything together. And you see, that took care of it, but I feel like I lost a little bit of coverage. And that's certainly not something that you want to deal with when you're like in the middle of your workday or in the middle of class or in the middle of running an errand or whatever it is that you're doing. You don't want to constantly have to be checking yourself in the mirror and have to take all of these like makeup tools with you, or not a lot, but having to have makeup tools with you in order to try to, salvage a makeup situation is never ideal. So that's kind of annoying that it's doing that underneath this side. This side, I didn't see anything like that happening. We'll see how it continues to wear. I still have a few more hours left in my day before I call it officially done. So I will see you all back here in a few hours for my end of day thoughts on this new Super Stay Concealer. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 8:04. So I've had this concealer on now for what seems to me like an eternity. No, it's 10 hours, I think. I'm pretty sure it's been about 10 hours since I first put this on in the morning. The sun is setting, the kids are going crazy, and I am ready for a hot shower and my bed. I'm just so ready to wash everything off and call it a day. But of course, before I do, I had to come back, check in with you all. I'll show you all some close-ups, and I will give you my final thoughts on this new Maybelline concealer. So let's zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 10 hours of wear. All right, so there it is. This is what we are left with. I feel like I lost maybe a tiny bit of coverage. I don't know. I'm so confused with this concealer at the moment. Maybe not so much over here, but I certainly lost a little bit of coverage over here. Actually, you know what? Now that I look at it, I think I lost a little bit of coverage right here. And then, of course, a little bit right here because I had to blend out all that craziness that I had going on during my midday check-in. So yeah, this is what it looks like at the end of my 10-hour makeup day. All right, so that is the situation underneath the eyes after 10 hours. And I have to say, I don't love this concealer. I definitely don't love it, but I don't absolutely hate it. And the only reason why I don't hate it is because it did wear okay over on the right side. With my color corrector, I feel like, it wore fine. It still looks pretty smooth. Granted, I did lose a little bit of coverage right here, but other than that, I didn't really have any issues with it. The left side, however, the side that just had moisturizer on and nothing else, and that I set with a powder, it looks awful. It looked awful even halfway through the day. Of course, I was able to salvage that situation by blending it out a little bit, but I did lose a little bit of coverage. And now that we're at the end of the day, I still hate the way that it looks underneath my left eye. It doesn't look good at all, and I would not wear this by itself ever again. So it does provide full coverage though. This is absolutely a full coverage concealer, but of course, depending on your particular under eye area, you might have issues with this. So, you may not, you might. I did on this side. So it just depends, makeup is all very subjective. It's all about personal preference. Everyone just has different standards, and I test out concealers a lot here on my channel. I test foundations out a lot. I play with a lot of makeup, more so than I think your average person. So that is why my standards are pretty high, and that is exactly why I don't love it. Now, if you were to ask me about the Super Stay foundation, I love that foundation. That foundation is so incredibly good. It is nice, full coverage, that's very lightweight. It'll last you all day. It looks gorgeous on the skin. So that one I would absolutely recommend. This one, not so much. So those are my thoughts on this new Super Stay Concealer from Maybelline. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you all. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.